This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
I want to mention Austin cuts this promo on the Brother Love Show, and he says his goals are entering the Royal Rumble, going on to WrestleMania. And 1 week later, we see his in-ring debut happen against Matt Hardy, who's here working as an enhancement talent. So there's a little trivia fact for you. Austin's first televised match here with the WWF is against Matt Hardy. Of course, Austin gets his hand raised. This is his debut, but it happens with a sleeper hold, the $1 Million Dream. Of course, we know eventually it's going to become the Stone Cold Stunner and, the hottest move in wrestling, and we're off to the races. But man, this just feels like we're just sliding him into a 10-year-old gimmick here, does it not?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I didn't look at it that way. That hold's been around forever. And when he first started using that $1 Million Dream, the variation of it was, I heard it called the Shinnomaki. I've heard it called, well, how much different is the $1 Million Dream from the Sergeant Slaughter's finish?
Cobra Clutch, yeah.
Cobra Clutch. So a lot of things are retreaded. It's all a matter of time and execution. And but I never looked at it the way you are. It's an interesting point. I'm not arguing with you.
Well, I just mean in terms of the $1 Million Man is here. It feels like he's straight out of 88. And now we've got the $1 Million Championship title, again, straight out of 88. And now we've got a sleeper finish at a time where, well, Shawn Michaels is tuning up the band, and the Undertaker's giving people choke slams and tombstones. And let's take a look at the babyface roster at the time, by the way, because Steve is a heel here. So he's potentially going to have opportunities to wrestle Jake the Snake Roberts, Ahmed Johnson, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, the Undertaker. I mean, that's a pretty strong outfit of opponents there. Do you remember anybody in particular saying, man, I want to work with that guy?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to work with Steve because they knew they would be in an environment that would be stiff but safe, that a good story would be told, and that we'd have to hustle. It's going to be Austin's got a pace. And so I don't know anybody that didn't want to work with Steve.
The most interesting start for a lot of these guys is my favorite part of a story. You talk about when Jericho gets started and it feels like he's got a lot of stops and starts, and is he going to make it? And it kind of feels that way with Austin, being paired with DiBiase, the $1 Million champion on the Brother Love Show. And then he finally gets to the Royal Rumble, his first big pay-per-view. And as the legend goes, he was scheduled to be one of the final four, which is obviously a vote of confidence from the company. But before the then Fatu, who Steve says he has a ton of baby oil on him, clothesline Steve. And what do you know? Steve accidentally tumbles over the top rope. He can't hang on. So he is unfortunately eliminated early. And that means the whole finish of the match has to change.
Right.
And this is your first big show. Hey man, we're going to give you the big push. And quote unquote, he screwed it up.
Fate.
Snake
Fate.
bit. The rattlesnake was snake bit here.
Yeah, he was. And he was not to be, soothed. He thought he'd blown the whole thing, and he had to process that information. And so my deal to him was always, okay, here's the thing. Those back here know that there was a screw up. The audience doesn't know that. And then secondly, you've got to be kidding me to think that this is it.
Yeah.
You're getting over. And that's where we had that babyface talk, which again, I got cursed out. I got cursed more by him than I did my own man. And that was every day. So, but anyway, yeah, he had to overcome. That was a huge turning point, and his maturity level, you could tell, had advanced and had matured in a good way, because he came out of it and he kept fighting because he knew he was on to something. And he also knew that he had apparently gained Vince's trust, and that's big money.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money, it's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.